Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. I'm so glad to have you here today. This reading, as you saw, is going to be sort of what are you meant to hear right now? What is your first message of the year, and what are you meant to receive? And so this is going to be kind of just a dive to sort of see what comes up for us. The initial part of the reading is sort of looking at kind of maybe some things that maybe you need to let go of, but overall, when I prayed over the cards and I pulled the cards, the reading, I haven't actually looked at the cards, but what kind of came up for me was that, this is just that it's just what you need to hear. Like there's just something that you need to hear. And so that's what this is. And there are 4 piles to choose from. If you're drawn to more than one, I think this is one of those readings which you're welcome to pick multiple cards, because there might be a message in there for you, or you might just choose one. So it's totally up to you. I'm going to draw you in I'm going to show you the first card, the crystals. Now these here are actually, they have a, I pulled them from my little bag of rocks, and they have like a word on each of these, which I think is going to kind of help us to look at what is the theme of what's going on for you as you move into the new year. So let's jump into this right away. I'm going to try to move fairly quickly since we do have 4 piles today. And group number 1 will be the Tiger's Eye group. All right, and your card to draw you in, there we go, is going to be this card right here, which says, I celebrate my progress. Awareness, not perfection, is the goal. Okay, so that is pile 1 for the Tiger's Eye. Pile 2 is going to be the pink opal. And the card that you have here is, I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. Okay. And that's the pink opal. And then pile 3 is going to be the Labradorite crystal. And your card is, I am ready to go big, rise up, and step into my power. Okay, pile 3, that's the Labradorite. And then pile 4 is going to be my Amethyst pile. And you have, attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. So these are just cards to bring you in. It doesn't necessarily speak to we'll see how it all sort of ties together. But hopefully that gives you what you need to draw in. I invite you to take in a deep breath and release. Give yourself a moment to take a look at the piles and decide what is calling to you. Then you'll be able to go down to the description and hit the timestamp to go right into your reading. Just as a quick reminder, if you like the readings that you're getting on the Abundant Joy Tarot channel, I am Ade. I would love it if you would like the video, hit subscribe so the channel can continue to grow. Drop a comment. I love to read the comments. Let me know what piles resonated with you. And that's about it. The other thing is, I also do personal readings. I would love to do a personal reading for you. They are in depth. They are just a really lovely experience and an opportunity to go deep into what is going on with you specifically, as opposed to these general readings. All you need to do to get a personal reading is drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you with all the specifics. They're very, 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 very well priced, and just a really great experience. So check it out if you're interested. Other than that, let's get into these readings. All right, I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the Tiger's Eye crystal and this card right here, then this is going to be your reading of what you are meant to hear right now as we begin this new year. What is the first message that you need to hear? And we're going to jump right into it. So the card that drew you in says, I celebrate my progress. Awareness, not perfection, is a goal. So this is really a card of encouragement that is just really saying at this point, you have been making strides in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And that the main thing you need to remember is just to keep going. We've got this beautiful ladder here, and it's like you're in progress. You're in the movement. Now let's see what else comes up with regards to your reading overall. So you've got, I pulled a stone, if you will, for this reading, and your message, wow, okay. So you got desire. Okay, so desire can show up in a lot of different ways. So we'll see how that gets played out in the reading. But you have desires. If I can get that. I don't think I'm going to get to sit up there. I think it's too heavy. It's too heavy. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so let's look at your tea leaves. So you got 3 tea leaves, and you've got turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly right now in your world. You got bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And fire. Strong emotion. Passionate love or hate. This is really interesting because you've got the stone here of desire. Okay, so we've got this, there's heat, right, in this reading so far. Now, desire or this sort of strong emotion, passionate love or hate can show up in a lot of different ways. So hopefully the tarot cards that we have here will give us more of the story of what we're talking about, because this is saying progress towards your goal. You're moving towards your goal, and it's important for you to keep moving. Somebody's not acting right because it says, somebody's acting stupidly, but it's important for you to keep persevering and not backing down. So let's take a look here at the tarot that we have here and see what comes up for us around that. Now, what I did on the first tarot that I called, I just pulled a couple of cards to see if there was something that you needed to be kind of releasing or moving away from, or it could just be going to the general reading. So let's see what we have. Yeah, because you've got some additional, okay, yeah, these are the general reading cards. These were the oracles and the first initial cards. So your first initial tarot cards, let's see. Okay, Judgment and the Knight of Cups. There's this sort of, the Knight of Cups really talks about this message of love coming in, coming in and bringing sort of this message of love. It's going to be a very youthful energy, but not as youthful as the page, right? So it's going to be progressing and moving forward, but bringing this sort of message of love. But then you've got this Judgment card. And so Judgment is all about the balancing karmically of what's happening in your world. If things have been if you've been treated unfairly, or something hasn't been going in your direction in a way that is not just, then the Judgment card is an opportunity for everything to come back into balance. But it is also about the internal judgment, right? It's about having forgiveness for yourself and also being able to kind of move things forward in terms of balancing out the scales of whatever it is that you're dealing with or working with karmically. I see the Judgment card as opposed to the Justice card as being a lot about kind of this internal process and how it is that you are feeling about yourself and how you're judging yourself, and making sure that you're allowing yourself to forgive yourself on anything that you've been working toward. Now it's interesting because it's got awareness, not perfection, is the goal, right? So there's a sense that those of you who chose pile number 1 have been working on yourself. There's something that you obviously are passionate about, but you've been working on yourself and working towards your goal in some way, and you're making progress, but you're not quite there yet. And so this card is telling me there's a need for you to have some compassion, if you will, for yourself. Some compassion about where you are in the process, where you are with whatever the situation is. I'm feeling like the situation has to do with something that is very heart-centered. I want to say Could be partnership, could be love, but something that you have your heart in, okay? That you have your heart in. So sometimes we can have our heart in something and it's not necessarily a partnership, right? It could be a partnership to a business, partnership to a, an idea, a partnership to a creative project, like, but it's something that you've got your heart in, okay? I'm also getting that you need to be mindful that the turkey isn't you. Okay. And when I say that, it says someone is behaving stupidly, but I'm not trying to say that you all are stupid at all, Paul one, but just in that moment, I got this message in my head that you want to be mindful that you are acting in a clear-headed way, or also maybe perhaps forgiving yourself for any behavior that you might have had in the past that maybe was not in alignment with your better self. Okay. That's what I'm seeing in terms of messages for you all. And then you've got overcome obstacles. Wow. Look at that. It's very bad. And anger. Use your anger in a creative and positive way that allows you to maintain your dignity while producing a far more satisfying outcome. So what I'm feeling here is that this to me very much feels like something that you're moving away from. So some of you may have acted in certain ways that were not in alignment, just as I was saying before. But that what I'm hearing here is that the message you need to understand is that you are moving to a new place. You will be overcoming obstacles, but just be mindful of how it is that you're showing up. And if there's ways that you've acted in the past that you are not in agreement with, or you're not happy with, you're not pleased with the way that you handled something, that it's important for you at this time to kind of forgive yourself and allow yourself to move forward. It's like progress, not perfection. Like you are making progress. So just keep moving forward. Okay. And now we're going to jump into, like, I pulled a bunch more tarot cards to kind of give us an understanding of what's going on here. But this feels very much like where you've been, which is sort of how I was praying over the cards, like getting the initial cards to see, like, where have we been? What are those kind of like final messages that are sort of fading away, as opposed to what is kind of coming in? So we'll look at what is coming in. Okay, let's see what we've got. So let's see, you got a couple of cards here. Okay, these are all tarot, and then we've got final guidance, additional help in terms of moving forward. All right, so you've got, the Emperor, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. This is actually the order they were supposed to go. The Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Okay, wow. So yeah, that's actually the correct how they're supposed to be lined up. All right, so wow. All right, so all of you beautiful souls who chose pile number 1, what I'm seeing here is that the Nine of Swords represents pain, really, anxiety. She's got these eyes all over her, this sort of sense of like being watched, not being able to sleep, your thoughts. Remember, swords are going to represent your thought process. They're going to represent ideas, all right? What's going on, what is internally going on for you, okay? And the Nine of Swords really is just really almost like tormenting yourself internally, but through your thoughts. It's like you can't get enough sleep. You're worried about things. You're in some cases you could be depressed, or you could just be really, really heavy in anxiety. All right. And it seems like there's a reason for it, because you've got a heartbreak, because the Three of Swords represents a heartbreak of some kind. Okay. Now, heartbreaks can come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, but they can also come from multiple different places. So they can come from, a love partnership, for sure. When people think heartbreak, that's what they think of. That could definitely be the case here, but it also could be a heartbreak with career, or an idea of who you thought you were, who you were going to become. Okay, all of that is also a part of heartbreak. It could be a heartbreak within your family. Somebody didn't show up the way they needed to show up. Somebody was very hurtful to you in some way. Somebody rejected you in a certain way. Okay, all of it, whatever causes your heart pain, that's what this heartbreak is. There's no other way to deny this card, because the Three of Swords is just a painful heartbreak. That is really what it is. And so what I'm seeing here, though, is that there's a need for you, what we're seeing in this beginning, one, to manage your own emotions and to give yourself an overwhelming burst of compassion. Forgive yourself for whatever it is, whether it is just getting yourself in the situation in which you experienced heartbreak, okay, or finding yourself in that situation. Sometimes we can sort of blame ourselves for our own heartbreak, all right? And so there's really a need for you to fully embrace yourself, have compassion for self, know that you're in the process of moving forward on whatever your path is towards your goal. Manage your anger. And it's interesting because oftentimes when this card has come up, and the few times it has come up, it says anger, and then someone may say, well, I don't get angry, right? Or I don't really, or even I've pulled it once and thought, I don't really get angry. But we do. Like, anger shows up in a lot of different ways. Anger can show up as fear. Anger can be, kind of pushed down and kind of come out in other kinds of ways of, sort of aggression or agitation or anxiety. Okay. So anger can show up in a lot of different ways. So don't immediately dismiss because it says anger. And then you say to yourself, well, that's not me. I don't really get angry, right? Because anger, the feeling of anger is a natural emotion, and it is one that it does not go away, right? It transforms. It does something within your body. So it's really important to be conscious of how you're feeling about things. Allow yourself to feel the feelings in a healthy way, right? And then be able to get to the other side. That's when you can transmute it, right? Rather than transform it into something else within your body, showing up in some way within your body. But this pain that you've been going through, this anxiety that you've been going through, you have an opportunity here because you've got the Ace of Pentacles to begin again. Okay, there's a new beginning coming in, and that's the message that you need to hear here, is that there is a new beginning coming in. Those seeds that you have planted are going to begin to sprout. But it's the very beginning of something, and it's important for you to be able to do the healing you need to do on your heart. Give yourself compassion so that you can let some of that anxiety and that worry go so that you can step into this new energy. Because the Ace is a beautiful beginning of building material wealth or building material foundation in some way, whether that's starting a new job, a new project. It's a burst of newness that's going to lead to a success of some kind. And then you've got this beautiful Page of Wands, and she brings good news, right? So it says good news, cheerful, open-minded, playful. The pages are always going to be that youthful energy, kind of like an apprentice, right? But the Page of Wands, she's going to represent fire. So she also represents creativity. She's going to be charismatic. She's going to be sort of that fun to be around, lovable, good, bringing messages of good news. All right. All of that is wonderful with the Ace, because you got the beginning Ace, and then good news coming in. And then you've got the Emperor. The Emperor is going to be that reliable, structured, strategic leader who is abundant, who has conquered what he needed to conquer. And so the message here is that if you just keep plugging forward, strategically moving, overcoming obstacles that are going to come in front of you, manage your emotional torment, right, that you have right now. Give yourself the space and time. And we're going to pull some cards around self-care as well. So to think about how do you really manage that so that you can get into your Emperor shoes, okay? To that protector, that stable, that firm man who is overly abundant, okay? Overly abundant because he has strategically met the challenges of his life, all right? So there's a need for you to step up to strategically meet the challenges of your life, Pile 1, all right? And so what I'm seeing here in terms of your first message is that although you may have in 2023 experienced some heartbreak, may even found yourself in a place of sort of mental torment, anxiety, stress, all of that keeping you up at night. There's a new beginning here for you. And it's not just a fleeting new beginning. It is new beginning rooted in a foundation towards something. You're being asked to embrace your youthful energy. Expect good news to be coming in and allow yourself to develop into the strategic leader that you are truly meant to be, Pile 1. Okay. Now we're going to look at some messages from Spirit as well as some guidance around like some herbs and self-care that may be able to help you. Okay. So final guidance from Spirit in terms of receiving this message and what are we moving toward. Okay. Okay, so let's look at this guidance from Spirit that was pulled in terms of moving forward. At this point, again, remember, this is a general reading, so it's going to depend on what the heartbreak is. It'll be different for, many of you, right, who may be listening to this reading. So that's what will shift how this reading is going to look different. What is the heartbreak that you're dealing with? What's keeping you up at night? What is the anxiety that's troubling with you? And then what does that new beginning look like for you? That beautiful new beginning of building a foundation towards something, okay? But the main thing that I'm getting here is that embracing that youthfulness and stepping into your strategic leadership. Now, in terms of Spirit's guidance, you've got, look at that. Wow. 34, which is going to be a 7, and it's Spirit messages. Observe limitations. Now, this is really interesting because what I'm getting from this, first of all, this is a beautiful hummingbird. Okay. And hummingbirds are so magical in a sense, just in their very existence of who they are. They're tiny, but they can fly very long distances. They also, they can fly backwards, like they have a lot of magical qualities, and they also sort of have this sort of mystical energy toward them. But what I'm hearing here is that Spirit is I just heard this song that's it's like, I believe it's an old spiritual, and it's like, hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. So that's what I heard in my head, right? It's like Spirit is calling your name, Pile 1. Like Spirit has been trying to give you messages. There's a need for you to be able to look past, I believe, your own limitations, as well as what you might believe are the limitations of your circumstances, to be able to elevate, to ascend to another level. Okay. This is saying that it's important for you to reflect on and adapt to your surroundings. There's a need for you to, like, you are in the process of moving up the ladder, but I feel like what Spirit is saying to you first is that it's important for you to be able to understand the environment that you're in so that you can swim out of it. It's almost like what I'm hearing is that you need to understand that you've got, what is it, fins? Or you've got what you need to swim in whatever environment you're in, okay? You have what you need to swim. You're like the hummingbird. You can fly backwards if you need to. You can fly away very, very quickly if you need to. You can flutter in a very small space if you need to. You can adapt to whatever your situations are, and you're being asked to do that, okay? Wow. Okay, so this is saying being willing to step back and see things differently in order to take in the sweetness of life is all a part of the hummingbird's blessing. Wow. The hovering wings of the hummingbird move in an infinite loop, the figure 8 pattern. The symbol defined as an unending sequence. This powerful symbol represents endlessness, the infinite life of the Spirit. And right now, you have Spirit guiding you. There are many messages around you that are waiting for you to just acknowledge them. Pay attention to specific encounters. They may have special messages and meanings for you and confirmation for you from the spirit realm. know that right now you are being visited by spirit guides, passed on loved ones, and they're asking you to be observant of the signs that they're sending you on a daily basis. Be aware of these moments as your mind wanders to nostalgic memories from your past. There may be messages in that, so you need to be paying attention to what is going on, okay? I'll tell you that sometimes I will wake up in the middle of the night, just be wide awake, and I will look up and it's like I've been waking up in the midnight hour. And what I've learned to do is to just sit still and listen and ask, what is it that I need to know? What do I need to understand? So sometimes this sort of anxiety, I just got this picture, right? This anxiety or not being able to sleep is because you may be aware on a certain level, but not allowing yourself to really take in what you are receiving. Okay, beautiful pile one. So it's important for you to take in what you're receiving. All right. The affirmation for this beautiful card is, I am ready to receive confirmation from my spiritual team now. Okay. And understand that your word has power. So you can speak over your own life and you can say, I'm ready to understand better what it is that I need to do so that I can be on my path. All right. Now we've got a few more of these cards. So you've got all is well. Okay. So even though you've been experiencing some heartbreak, even though you've been going through some anxiety, the spirit realm is working with you, pile one. They are trying to guide you. They are trying to give you assistance on this journey. Okay. It's really important that you be listening to that right now. So, and you've got first quarter moon in Aries. Aries is all about like confidence, self, taking the initiative to move forward. And it says, step into your power. Step into your power, pile one. This is the message. This right here, I feel like is what you needed to hear. This was helping us understand where you've been and to let you know that, yes, you are building something new is coming, to embrace your youthful energy, embrace that good news is on its way, embrace that you are a strategic leader and that you're going to be able to move things forward. Step into your power, okay? Listen for Spirit's guidance and step into your power. Now, I asked for an herbal card here to get an understanding. Now, you've got, wow, look at that. You've got mugwort, psychic healing. This is just reminding me that, what they're saying here in the spirit messages, that the spirit guides around you they are trying to communicate with you to help you to open and ascend to another level. That awareness is going to help you to be able to meet the goals that you need to meet to keep moving yourself forward. Okay. I'm going to find out a little bit. I want to give you some more information about this mugwort, right? This energy of this healing plant. Okay. There's so much beautiful stuff here, like with the owl, like the sense of the wisdom, and like she just feels very much like an ancestral guide, spirit guide, right? That's coming in to heal you. We can be healed, pile one, in multiple different ways, right? Because time is not linear, and so there's ways in which we can be healed on multiple different planes. I'll just put it that way, okay? So mugwort is a resilient plant that grows in conditions where other herbs may be unhappy. This is talking about your environment, right? When we're talking about your environment, pile one, that you can actually swim in your current environment. It's not saying that you're going to have to stay there, but I'm saying that you are equipped to be able to be in that environment. This bitter herb was traditionally used as a tonic for stomach and intestinal conditions, including as a parasite cleanser, an aid to weak digestion, and more. I feel like this mugwort is also talking about you sort of cleaning your own environment, right? Like when you think about parasites, you think about things that are clinging on, right? Things that are not supposed to be there that are clinging on to you in some way. Are there things in your environment that are clinging on that need to be cleared out? That's what this mugwort energy is going to do, okay? The moon is said to directly govern the stomach, the gut in its entirety, and the regulation of the fluid in the body. So it is no coincidence that our Artemisia, the moon goddess herb, greatly eases chronic stomach and intestinal complaints, okay? This is the moon goddess here, Artismus. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. Moon goddess and her wise white owl meet you as you enter the liminal space between one life phase and the next. Your channel is wide open. She is instructing you on how to draw on your psychic powers to pass through this test within the realms of shadow. You are not lost. Oftentimes, the greatest clarity dawns after the darkest hours. Owl medicine asks you to use the powers of keen psychic sight to observe and intuit aspects of your life that may still lay in darkness. Confront that which is unworthy of your devotion. Any parasites, okay? Eradicate destructive forces. Pay attention to the signs and omens that appear as you navigate the labyrinth of the subterranean forest. This to me is talking about you ascending in terms of what we said here, being aware of your environment and progressing. Awareness, not perfection, is the goal. It's about continuing to move forward, all right? This is about tapping into your intuitive ability and being able to understand that you can maneuver through the shadows that are currently happening in your life right now. Do not fall prey, Pile 1, to those things that are no longer serving you, are shadows, are parasite-like people, ideas, concepts, whatever it might be. Let them go. Do not let them invade your sleep, keep you up at night, keep you in a state of heartbreak. It is time for you to, pick up your bed and walk, right? So there's this sense of understanding that you can maneuver in your environment, okay? You are moving to a new level. It is now a new year. It is time to put that pain aside, put whatever was lost aside, embrace the beginnings of the Ace of Pentacles and that youthful energy of the Page of Wands, and listen for your spirit guides that are trying to communicate with you to help you to get to the next level. Okay, Pile 1? And then in terms of self-care, this is the final card I got, and you got, oh, look at you. Okay. So it might be a good idea for you to soak in a bath. Now, when I see this card, it also makes me think of, if you are aware of spiritual baths, ways to be able to kind of cleanse yourself with various herbs, and you can, if you're not aware of them, you can certainly, Google various sort of spiritual baths, or kind of just see what feels right to you. If there's something that, understand that you have the power of word. Okay. So you can speak over your water, right? You can speak over your water and it becomes holy water. You can pray over your water and it becomes holy water. Okay. So understand that there's ways that you can make baths that are going to be very healing for you. Or if you don't want to go down the route of a spiritual bath, then it's just about taking a bath, getting the lavender bath salts or whatever the salts are, or whatever feels good to you, and putting those in your bath and having time away. You can light a candle if you can in your home, or just put in something that smells good. Sometimes it's nice, male or female. You can drop flower petals in there just to kind of give you that sense of luxury, of pampering yourself, and of the scent, the healing scent of those various herbs that you can use within the bath. Okay, so that's your guidance in terms of what you need to hear right now. I hope this resonated with you. I want you to listen to what your spirit guides are calling out for you. I want you to understand that you are progressing towards your goal and to keep moving, all right? If you are liking what you're hearing here, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment, and I will see you in the next reading. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. This is Ade, and this is the Abundant Joy Tarot. In this reading, we're looking at what are your first messages of the year? What do you need to carry with you as you're moving in to this new year? Okay. And what drew you in, pile 2, was this pink opal. And this card here, which says, I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. It's interesting because this is just like, it's not a shape actually. I mean, it's just like a cloud or something, but every time I've looked at this, from the time I turned it over for you to pick to pull in to now, and for some reason it looks like the shape of a woman's head to me, with the hair and everything. And there's just this sense of like pride, right? Of pride, of moving forward with a sense of sort of pride and grace. It says, I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. So let's see what else comes out of this. I pulled some tea leaves cards. I pulled some tarot. And the first part is sort of looking at kind of where are you now? What is the current situation? What might you be needing to kind of, in some cases, release or maybe embrace more, but just sort of generally kind of what is happening right now, okay? So obviously this card is letting us know that you're dealing with some type of challenge, right? Or have been dealing with some type of challenge. Let's see if this will give us more context around it. Now, the other thing is I did pull stones that have words on it to see if it'll give us kind of an overview of the energy that this reading is going to be embodying. And you got, what did you get? Wealth. Okay, lovely. Okay, so we'll see how that gets played out in this reading here, and see. So you've got a couple of tea leaves. Oh wow, I think this pile got the most tea leaves. Oh, okay, so you got a month. Not everybody got a month. So you got January, which is literally what we're going into. Okay, so let's see what this is saying here. So it is saying tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Okay, in January. Casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. My immediate thought was what's going to be ending is whatever has been providing a significant challenge for you. Money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Now, what's beautiful about this is that you've got this January card. So it feels like these things are going to be happening now or in the very near future. So there's an opportunity for you to be able to bring in abundance. There's an opportunity for you to take a risk in January. And there's an opportunity to let go of a situation that is no longer serving you, or a situation that is no longer meant to be in your path is going to be fading away. Okay. Some of these life challenges, it's like being able to see things from a different perspective. That's what I'm seeing for this pile. Okay, so let's pull the two tarot cards that I pulled to kind of get a better sense of your current situation. And you got, wow. Wow. Okay, so you've got the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, so the 9 of Wands is talk about persevering. It's about finding that grace and possibility in challenges. It's like being, having so many wands, so many things to carry within your life, right? So many burdens that you're trying to, and you've been doing it for some time, pile 2. So it's like this card is a card of urging you on. It's sort of urging you to keep persevering, keep moving forward. But what's really lovely with this is that you've got the 9 of Cups too. And the 9, look at this man's satisfaction. Good Lord. Sitting there on that bench like that. He is satisfied because the 9 of Cups is that wish fulfillment card. It is where things that it's like a gift from the universe, right? It's if you have just been granted that which you've been striving for with these wands, what you've been persevering in. You are being gifted that, right? So whether or not you've been struggling with money, whether you've been struggling with whether or not you should move forward on some project or something that might seem like it's a little risky, in January, things are moving forward, pile two. So there's an opportunity for you to really be able to make some headway and take the risk that you need to take to be able to put yourself in a more prosperous situation and to literally see a wish of yours coming true. This is lovely, okay? This is really, really beautiful. Now let's look here. I did pull a couple more oracle cards to kind of look at what's the energy around you right now, as well as some shadow cards to see what we've got here. So we've got, look at that. This is all about taking a risk, pile two. Take the first step. I'm going to see if this can give me a little bit more information about this. But I mean, it's sort of an obvious card, you know, particularly what we just saw here. You know, it says doing something that's risky in January. There's an opportunity for you. You know, this is telling me that you've been carrying, the Nine of Wands is telling me you've been carrying something for a minute. Like you've really been persevering and moving forward. But that Nine of Cups tells me that you're about to be rewarded for that perseverance, okay? And then this beautiful card is even the greatest, and this is from Muhammad Ali, even the greatest was once a beginner. Don't be afraid to take the first step. So there's a need for you to go ahead and move forward on what you might be, some idea or some, it could be a relationship, it could be a creative idea, it could be a business, like an entrepreneurial business, it could be an investment, it could be any number of things, right? But there's the energy here is very much like, yes, you have been working hard and it is time to really take, it's not, because what it feels like, pile two, is that you are going to be taking, yes, it is going to be a bit risky, but you're taking a calculated risk because you've put the work in. All right. And so this is really saying that it's going to come out for you. You know, it's like your higher self is reaching out to ask you to take a courageous leap forward in order to create a desire you hold deeply in your heart. The first step into the unknown can be frightening. It's filled with uncertainty and unpredictable variables. We don't really know what could happen. Multiple things could happen along the journey. And many people question whether or not it's the, you know, they're going to have what they need, whether they're going to have the right resources, the right support, the assistance, the understanding, the knowledge that they need, right? Your number one step is to really put any type of illusion of fear aside and allow yourself to break through, okay? This is telling you to break free of your chains of fear and move forward, okay? The shadow card that we've got here is frustration. Look at this. So this is saying restart from the very beginning. A very good place to start. Okay, sorry. And scrap anything already tried, okay? The answer to moving beyond this irritation will only be found in exploring new ideas. This is really, really interesting because you've got the Nine of Wands, which tells me that you've been persevering on something. You've been pushing. And this is telling you to keep persevering. But then at the same time, we've also got this message here that you need to start anew. You need to take a risk. You might need to shift your direction in which you're moving, okay? Now, this is saying to put aside things that you've already tried, but this doesn't necessarily mean that you're throwing out the whole project, right? It's just that it might be the way that you're approaching something needs to shift, okay? So maybe your end goal, for example, is opening up a storefront, right? Or opening up a business, let's say that. So let's just say you've got an idea, you want to start selling some things, right? And you have been pushing, running around the streets, trying to get everything together, trying to find an actual storefront, trying to find an actual location to be able to put your goods in, to sell out of that and just run around and run that store. And you've been just holding all that burden and pushing it. And you had not yet considered, well, maybe I don't need to have an actual storefront. Maybe I just need to sell directly from a factory, or you know what I'm saying, not have an actual space. My point is that there are multiple ways to get at your end goal. Okay. And Spirit is asking you to allow, it's often said to follow your joy, right? The other side of that is to listen to your frustration. When you are pounding your head up against the wall again and again and again and again, that is also a message that something needs to shift, something needs to maneuver. Sometimes we're so uncomfortable with change that we don't allow ourselves to be agile enough to make the slight shift or slight move that we need to make to be able to see the success that we've been striving for, because we just get stuck in our head. It needs to look like this, right? And rather than, if you just turn slightly, you'll get exactly what you want, but using a different method. All right. So be open to what those new methods might be for you. Okay, Pile 2, because that is what I'm getting very clearly here. Now, this is looking at kind of where you are currently. So let's see what else is we're hearing in terms of what you are meant to hear right now. Now, overall, like, this is beautiful. I keep going back to this stone here, this wealth stone. It's telling me that you are set up to bring in an enormous amount of wealth, right? Because wealth is not just money. It's not just, wealth has that edge on it that's like, it's more lasting, right? When somebody has wealth, if somebody's wealthy, they are beyond just they have enough money, right? They are wealthy in a lot of different things. So there's something about that wealth card that just keeps coming, that wealth name, that's on that there. So we're going to look here. We got a couple of, so you got a couple of tarot cards, and I believe they were pulled like this. So it goes like this. So you've got Judgment, Queen of Pentacles, interesting, Nine of Cups. You got the Nine of Cups twice from two different decks. Wish fulfillment, positivity, entertainment, fame, acclaim, Ace of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Whoo, my goodness. Pile 2. This is wonderful. Okay, so, wow. It's amazing to me that you've got the Nine of Cups twice. It's like, I really do feel like you are going to be experiencing a great amount of wish fulfillment, right? Of being able to actually see that which you've been manifesting come to full fruition. And it's actually like the Nine of Cups is like, it's the wish fulfillment from the universe. So it's like, it just sort of comes. Now, I know that you all have been working, okay? Because that's sort of clear here that you've been working, but it's going to, all of a sudden, things are going to begin to shift and turn. You've got this beautiful Wheel of Fortune, chance, cycles, luck, fortune coming in. It's as if you've been working hard towards something, but you haven't really been seeing it move. You haven't been seeing it being revealed in any way to you. And all of a sudden it's going to start to come in. The Queen of Pentacles has been working. Now she is abundant. I mean, like, ultimately abundant, because Pentacles represents material wealth, right? It represents the foundation, that which is in the 3D world, right? Like money, home, foundation, solid, even solid relationships, but like ones that are built like to last, right? They're built to last. And the Queen of Pentacles has gotten to that point where she has mastered that. So her blossoming is nurturing to everybody around her. I mean, here you can see like her blooming, right? Underneath her skirt, which is a really, that's like, not sustaining her, right? It's her overflow, right? Her overflow is like feeding all these little rabbits, underneath her. She is able to just sort of abundantly nurture, right? Beautiful done. Now, the Judgment card talks about having choices. It talks about redemption, atonement and reconciliation. And I often think about the judgment card, which we just had in the last pile too. It also came up in a different deck, I believe. But the judgment card is also about that internal judgment, right? Allowing yourself to have compassion for yourself so that you can kind of move to the other side, right? That you have reconciled with yourself, forgiven yourself for whatever you think you have not either allowed yourself to do, or you got yourself into certain situations, or whatever it might be, right? It's like trust and know that you've been doing the hard work. You've got this beautiful Ace of Swords, which is going to be the beginning, that burst, that aha moment, right? It's as if what I'm seeing here for you all is that you've been working really hard and you haven't really been feeling like things are going forward. But in January, girl, I mean, y'all, the doors are going to be flinging open for you. Chance is going to be opening up for you. Luck is going to be opening up for you. You're going to have that inspiration, that aha moment to shift what it is you're doing. What you need to do is just be flexible and allow you, be agile, right? Be agile, be ready to move and shift slightly so that you can be able to go through the right doors to meet what it is that you've been pursuing, because you've got 2 wish fulfillment cards, right? So Spirit is really coming in and saying, this is yours. We just need you to take a risk. It's a calculated risk, okay? But to see that these life challenges that you've been going through are actually opening for you possibilities that you didn't know were there before, okay, Pile 2? It's beautiful. This is really, really a lovely first message to have of the year. I mean, that's a good way to start the year, you all. This is abundant, okay? Abundant wealth, moving you toward wealth. What does wealth mean to you? Okay, because remember, this is a general reading, so it kind of depends. But what does wealth mean to you? And whatever you think it is, think bigger, okay? Think bigger, because this is really, really telling me that Spirit is letting you know, hey, good things are coming, but you just need to be agile, all right? You just need to be agile. Now, let's take a look at the message here. So this is what I'm seeing for you. It's a beautiful first message. Oops, losing some things over here. And what I'm going to pull now is what I had pulled for the guidance from Spirit for you. So let's see what you have. So you've got, these cards are so beautiful. These are the Sacred Spirit reading cards. Whoa, wow, 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 wow. Wow. Beloved, like this is, okay, so this says awakened spirit, desire to change. This is talking about, it's like this, you are ascending to another level. Okay, you're opening at another level. Like you have learned some lessons, the struggles that you've been going through, the things you've been persevering through, the life struggles that kind of pulled you in here. I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. That when we experience life challenges, and we're able to look at them from the perspective of seeing the great, I don't want this to catch on fire, of seeing the grace and the possibility of all of life's challenges, that in and of itself, just being able to do that is an ascension, okay? And then this card is confirming that for us, because it is saying, awakened spirit. Your spirit has been awakened by the challenges that you've been facing, by the work that you've been doing, and you are being elevated to a new level. Desire to change. Sometimes we find out that like, okay, this is no longer working for us. And that desire to change, when we surrender, because that's what this card is really speaking to, is surrendering. This is talking about surrendering enough so that we're able to help others and we're able to make change, right? And we're only able to do that when we have been able to honestly look at the challenges that we've been faced with and move forward, okay? An awakened spirit is much like Alice in Wonderland, okay? Once you have traveled down that rabbit hole, you can never go back to what you knew before. So sometimes when we go through some life challenges and we have survived them, oh, come on. We cannot. We cannot go back and walk through that same door in the same way. We might have a similar challenge that comes up, but we're going to see it completely different. And the way we maneuver through it will be different. Okay, even if it looks like or feels like you've been going through the same life challenges over and over again, trust me, beloved, you have been learning. You have been doing something slightly different each time. But I think that this time it's going to be significant enough that you're going to realize, oh, wait, this is a whole different ball game. I'm dealing with this differently. I have shifted, changed on a cellular level. Okay. That's what I'm hearing and understanding from you. You can never travel back down that rabbit hole, okay? You can never go back to what you knew before. You become forever changed by your new experience. New information and experiences will change you at your very core. Just what I just said, your cellular level, you have changed, okay? You become enlightened with sacred connection, resulting in physical, spiritual, and emotional changes. And right now, your spirit is seeking freedom, okay? Confined by restrictive interactions and outdated ideals that you could be holding yourself internally. Internal ideas that are keeping you from being able to move forward. This is what I'm talking about, like not being agile. We get not agile. Oftentimes, most of the time actually, it is our own thought process that is keeping us from moving forward because we have grabbed onto some idea that we got somewhere, either from ourselves or from our family or from our communities or whatever it is, and just latched onto it like it's no tomorrow, like a dog with a bone. And we cannot let it go. And it keeps us from being able to move differently to get the things that we need. Okay? But this is telling you that you are free to follow the call of your heart with purpose, with love and clarity. Spirits are guiding you, supporting you, encouraging your awakened spirit to move forward. Okay? Just beautiful. Additional messages from Spirit. Your path may be bumpy, but this will alter soon. That's exactly what we've been seeing here. You've been persevering. You've been going through life's challenges. You've been going through challenges, but wow, wish fulfillment on top of wish fulfillment, aha moments coming through, Wheel of Fortune turning in your direction, stepping into your Queen of Pentacles. Okay, beautiful. In January. Okay, in January. This is lovely. You also have New Moon in Aries. Wow, this reading is really getting it. Go for it. Go for it. Okay? It's literally like Spirit is just like, take that risk. Take the calculated risk. You're on a money path. Things are going to be shifting. Do you hear us? Listen and take the steps that you need to take. This is laid out for you. It's killing me. These 9 of Cups, literally, and then we laid them literally right on top of each other. It's like Spirit is saying, you are going to get more than one wish fulfilled. This is a multi-wish fulfillment, and it's coming in January. Okay? Just be agile. Now, I pulled some cards on some specific herbs that may be assisting you. Look at that. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. Purpose. Okay? This is all about your purpose. Stepping into your purpose. All right? That's why you're going to be moving with such a sense of like speed, kind of, and moving yourself forward, okay? Is because this is tied to your purpose. Let's find out about this herb here. So for over 4,000 years, ashwagandha has been one of the world's leading adaptogenic herbs due to its profound ability to restore and rejuvenate the body, mind, and spirit. This is beautiful because it's talking about this sort of the healing, the regeneration, where you have come from a place of really carrying the load, being frustrated, just about ready to give up. That's what the Nine of Wands is. It's like just about to give up, right? And Spirit is saying, everything else is saying, yeah, it's been bumpy, it's been rough, but now's the time. And ashwagandha is that rejuvenation herb, okay? Ashwagandha means the smell of a horse. Ashwa meaning horse and gandha meaning smell. And it offers you the strength and stamina of a horse while nourishing the female and male reproductive systems, okay? Wow. Ashwagandha is used to tone, strengthen, and revitalize, energizing and calming simultaneously. It maximizes the body's ability to resist and adapt to stress, enabling the body to reserve and sustain vital energy and promoting a sound and restful sleep. Wow. Ashwagandha is ruled by both the sun and the moon. It's this sort of sense of balance there, okay? So it's saying this herb mirrors the potentials of our divine purpose. Ashwagandha contains both solar and lunar elements within it, and as it provides great strength and adaptability. This is saying, even if you've lost touch with your why, remain open to the mystery of the journey. Stay focused and playful. Keep following the signs. This is about being in alignment with your purpose, what it is that you want to do. That is what is going to bring you wealth. Okay. Now I did pull a final card on self care. Okay. So this is saying here, look at that. Card 14, connect with your ancestors. This reading is so beautiful. It is really talking about you moving forward really at lightning speed, because we're right in January right now. This is January 1 that we're doing this reading, okay? It's telling you you're on the path to money. It is telling you to go for it. It is telling you that, yeah, things have been rough, but you've got an awakened spirit and you will walk differently now, okay? You are being restored so that you are able to receive the multiple wish fulfillments. And the way that you need to take care of yourself is to connect with your ancestors. Connect with your ancestors. Light a candle. Put out some food for your ancestral spirits. Acknowledge them. Send up a prayer. Thank them. Just verbally thank all those beautiful ancestors that went before you, that made a way when there was no way, okay? And are helping you to be able to get on the path. They are rooting you on, all right? And that is what this is saying. This is a gorgeous reading, you all, and I'm really excited for you. I would love to hear in the comments what resonated with you. Come back, let me know. I want to hear how this gets played out, because this is a really, really beautiful reading. All right. Hang in there. If you feel like you're in that place where you are about to give up, you need to keep perseverance, because the tides are about to completely change for you. Okay. I love this reading for you. I hope that it resonated with you. If you like the readings that you're getting here, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you on board, and you'll get notified whenever I upload a reading. If you're looking for a personal reading, please drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com. I would be thrilled to do one for you, and I will send you all the details. And that being said, I hope you have a joyfully abundant day, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Labradorite crystal, one right here, and this card, which I was like, ooh, okay, I am ready to go big, rise up, and step into my power. Okay, we're talking again about what is the first message that you need to hear this year. This is a great message, right? Go big, rise up, and step into my power. I'm all about it. So let's see what else we can find out about this beautiful pile. 3 pickers. All right, so I also pulled for each pile one of these stones that has a word on it that kind of gives us an idea of what is there, over what kind of overarching. Wow, and we got passion. Okay, we got passion. So passion obviously can talk about, love, relationship, but it can also talk about like your zest, your passion for life, your creative passion, your sort of what I'm trying to say, like competitive spirit, like your competitive spirit, your that goal that you're striving for and having passion about that, right? So, you need that kind of energy that comes with passion to be able to kind of rise up and step into your power. So I pulled some tea leaves to kind of get an understanding. This first part of the reading is really kind of like, what is the current situation? What's going on? Is there anything that you kind of need to release right now to be able to fully embrace what's coming in? But just in general, what is really kind of going on? What is the climate in which we're dealing with for this reading? And so for your tea leaves, you got, let's see, Spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. Interesting. Look at that, right next to that. Go big, rise up, and step into my power. Heartache over what, okay. Wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. This really is feeling like kind of where you've been. Door, look at that. Opportunities are waiting for you. What I'm getting here is that I feel like the reason why you all chose this power, the reason why your internal passion, the fire inside of you is rising up, is because you've been in a place of, either where you had a big disappointment, a hurt, a grief, a loss of some kind, okay? And just sort of being stagnant in the situation of just sort of longing for that thing that you no longer have, whether it was a relationship, whether it was a job, whether it was, a connection with a family member. Okay. And it could be, oh, wow. I'm getting that for some of you, it could have been actually like a loss, like a painful loss. And I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for that. There are reasons why we fall into a place of like, not being able to kind of let go of what is no longer there for us. Okay. It can come in the form of like a death or a loss in that way, but it can also come in terms of it could be losing a friendship, losing a deep friendship. It could be losing a partner, of some kind of love partner. It can come from losing a career, or an idea about where you thought you were going to be at a certain time, right? All of that can cause us to get into this place. And you've got this wheel here of like indecisiveness, allowing your life to just kind of go on. And it's like all of a sudden you wake up and go, wait, how did I even get here? Like, what am I doing? This is not in alignment with my purpose, right? And yet this door is here and it's saying there's opportunities that are literally waiting for you. So it's about you rising up and stepping into your power. So it kind of I'm getting the sense that sort of this is where you all have been, pile 3. And again, this is a general reading, so it may look different for each of you in a different type of way, but there's a sense of sort of stagnation or focusing on what has been lost rather than focusing on the opportunities that are opening up for you. All right, let's look at the tarot reading that was again looking at kind of what is the current situation. And you've got 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. That is beautiful. Okay. So the 2 of Cups is going to represent like a coming together, a heart-centered love. Oftentimes it talks about, meeting that person, meeting, a new person, meeting a love of some kind. But it can also be a partnership. It can also be a creative partnership. It could be a career partnership. The difference, the thing about the 2 of Cups for me is that it is a heart-centered connection. So it's the type of connection where It flows easily. It blossoms. It is reciprocal. It is giving to both parties in some way, right? It's a very beautiful thing. And the fact that you've got the Ten of Cups here, the Ten of Cups is wonderful because the Ten of Pentacles sort of talks about that life that you hope for, where it's like your community and all of that. But the Ten of Cups is like joy. It is like meeting a place of emotional fulfillment where you're just happy as all get out, right? So there's like this beautiful energy of the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups here. And so we're talking about, if you're not feeling this right now, then this is the direction in which you're going, okay? If you're in this place right now, it's like that is also fueling this energy of going big, rising up and stepping into your power. But this is all coming out of place of a stagnation and holding on to something that was no longer serving you. So the Two of Cups, it can also represent, because it's also a balancing card. So it's also talking about sort of the yin and yang, and that yin and yang can actually be within yourself too. So a lot of times people will say that it's talking about like a connection between two people, but it can also be a harmonizing that occurs within you. And when you come to a place of self-love where there is a balancing around all that, y'all, there is no greater love. There is no greater love, no greater joy, right? Than comes from having harmony and balance within yourself, because it allows you to maneuver through any day, through any circumstance, any environment, any career, any whatever, and know that you are at home within yourself. So you can't be knocked, you cannot be knocked off your square because you are at home within yourself. That's why they always say that, right? You got to find home within you. You got to find that emotional fulfillment, that joy that lives within you and does not ever leave you, okay? Life's conditions have no power over you when you have control of your inner balance, your inner harmony, okay? I feel like what I'm hearing from Spirit is that this is where you're going. This is the message that you are meant to hear, okay? Is that while some of you that actually does look like there's a connection that is coming forth, there's also what is greater and deeper here is the connection of a harmonic connection within yourself, okay? Within yourself. And I often read it like that, but that's just strongly what I'm hearing from Spirit right now. Let's see what else is here to help us kind of see what's going on. Listen. Wow. This is so much about like the divine and your guardian spirits like coming in to give you guidance on how it is to move forward, how it is that you need to move into your power, step into your full power. Part of your power, Pile 3, is going to be your ability to listen, your intuitive sense of being able to know, hear, and then be guided to take action in the right direction because you've been listening and paying attention to what's going on internally with yourself, okay? Beautiful. When we get to a place of indecisiveness and just sort of allowing your life to kind of ramble on, that's usually because we're not listening. So this is really telling you to pay attention, because listening is about listening to yourself. It's about listening to your spirit guides, to the divine. It's about listening to your environment around you, right? And then taking action from that. You can't allow your life to just kind of ramble on aimlessly if you're listening. Because if you're listening, you know clearly what is needed. And so you just start moving in that direction, right? You start taking the steps in that direction. All right. And it's going to lead you to the opportunities that are waiting for you. I pulled a shadow card to see what might be kind of hidden, what's going on underneath. This says appalled. Others will look to you for guidance on how to react, but the key to overcoming this situation is by masking your true feelings and showing only mild dismay. Okay, so this is letting me know that for some of you, you may be in a situation where you are, when you actually are listening and really seeing what is going on, you're appalled, right? You're appalled. You're in a place of like, this isn't where I need to be. And I feel like some of the being appalled or surprised or, kind of overwhelmed is like when you go in and actually start listening to what's going on with you, like sometimes we can have that moment of clarity, of deep clarity. And I feel like that's what's coming up for you all in this new month as we step into January. So you have this moment of deep clarity where you're like almost appalled by where you are in your life. You're just like, well, how did I get here? Like I've been sleeping. My life has just been kind of going by, right? The message that I'm hearing here is that all you need to do is just listen. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in this other kind of energy of like, I cannot believe I'm here, because oftentimes if you allow that to happen, what happens is you get paralyzed and you're not moving forward from the indecisiveness. So you move from being indecisive and not moving forward to just being like, this is absurd. Why am I here? Why am I where I am? This is not where I planned to be. This is not what I wanted to be. These are not the things or people that I wanted around me, right? And it's like, don't allow yourself to get caught up in that. You're exactly where you need to be. And the question now is, are you listening so you know which doors, which opportunities are waiting for you to step into your power and to claim them, to fully claim them. Do not get yourself caught up in what you shoulda, woulda, coulda, okay? That's neither here nor there. We have just finished a year. We've just closed the door on 2023. You are stepping full forth into 2024. What are you going to do? What opportunities are you going to grab a hold of? That's where your brain needs to be. That's what you need to be kind of focusing on, because there's some jubilant, joyful, emotional fulfillment energy that is coming to the fore for you. Let's see what other information here that we have. We were just kind of looking into sort of what was going on now. And let's see what you have in your tarot cards here. So you got, the first one actually got the cards too, like everybody else was getting more. You got that Four of Cups. That Four of Cups is that energy that's like, focusing on the shadow, focusing on the rain, focusing on the loss, right? Rather than focusing on what is around you, what is outside of this shadow that's being cast here, the sunlight that's around you, the life that is around you, okay? The Four of Cups is kind of that apathy card of woe is me, all right? It's really important to not go from the indecisiveness to this Four of Cups, to this sense of apathy. This is an energy that can stop you from moving forward, okay? Wow. Nine of Cups. You got the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is going to be your wish fulfillment. That's the wish fulfillment cup. You're going to have to let something go. That Eight of Swords and Justice. Wow. 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 Okay. So for pile number 3, like, wow, you've got some really, really beautiful cards. It is absolutely time for you to step into your power, okay? But what you're struggling with is a couple of things. One is you cannot allow yourself to get into that place where you're focusing on the loss, all right? We got it with this first card here. It said, heartache over what you no longer have. You cannot be focused on what you no longer have. You've got to turn your attention to the cups that are full in your hands, okay? You got the Eight of Swords energy, which lets me know that some of you are feeling trapped, maybe even a bit hopeless and defeated in whatever is moving you forward. That's because you're focusing on the loss and you're not even seeing the doors that are waiting to be opened for you, okay? You're appalled by the circumstances of things rather than stepping fully into your power, all right? The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment from the universe, All right. It lets you know that you don't even have to work that hard for your wish to come to fruition. The wheels are turning for you. All right. There is a beautiful energy that is coming in for you. What you have to do is you have to walk away from those things that are no longer serving you. That's what the Eight of Swords do. It is about letting go. Okay. Letting go, not allowing yourself to put yourself in your own mental prison. Thou art loose. It's time to get up and walk toward the things that are serving you. Walk toward the things that bring you light. Walk toward the things that bring you joy. Walk toward the things that bring you love. Justice is coming into place here. Justice is karmic justice. So it talks about the wheels of the universe, the scales of the universe, are balanced. So if there is when justice shows up, it talks about a redistribution of energies, wealth, whatever it is that you're lacking in your life. If you have been at a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a loss. If you have been at a deficit, right? If you've been at a deficit, right? Justice is saying, oh no, we're about to balance these scales. They're balanced with truth and with order. This is really, really lovely because it's really saying that your wish fulfillment is coming in by divine order. By divine order. Step into your power, y'all, because the door is waiting for you. All you need to do is listen, stop focusing on what has been lost, and get ready to receive the development of your wish. Okay? Let's see what the additional guidance is from Spirit. I've been pulling these cards, and we've got, wow, look at that. So you've got this passion card. This passion stone up here, and this says secret temptation, being led astray. This card talks about being mindful. When we let our lives run astray because we're focusing on things that we no longer have, oftentimes that can happen because we allow ourselves, because we're not listening, we're not paying attention. Maybe we have a family history, okay? But we can allow ourselves to get caught up into this secret temptation thing, like the wording of that, but basically like any type of addiction, whether that be like, food, sex, gambling, alcohol, drugs, any type of addiction that pulls you into a space in which you are no longer in control of your circumstances or of your life, and things are out of control, right? That's what this card is really speaking to. And it is asking you, beloved, to be mindful, get the support that you need to get yourself back on track. If you're waking up from that haze where you've been like, what happened to these past years? What has been going on? Because you have found yourself in this terrible spiral of addiction of some kind. And there's shopping addictions, right? There's like codependencies, you name it. All it is something running away from life, right? It's a way for us to run away from life, which can feel really needed because life is really, really hard, right? It's really, really tough. And depending on what your situation is, it can be unbearable, right? So there's no judgment here. You're not hearing no judgment from me, okay? But what I'm telling you is that Spirit is saying that you need to be mindful of those places where something has run amok, and not only has it run amok, but it's running you amok, and you ain't running stuff, okay, at all. You are being run, all right? It's an illusion to think that you are in chains, but this card really does call out point blank. If you need to get assistance, go get assistance. If you need to go to a 12-step, there's so many different 12 Debtors Anonymous. There's a bunch of them. Okay. If you need to get that help, go get it. If you need to go to a counselor to get the help that you need, that's what you need to do. But you need to walk away from some things that are no longer serving you. Okay. Walk away from some things that are no longer serving you and walk toward the light. Okay. walk toward the light. Let's see what else we have here from the guidance from Spirit. Now you've got, you came to serve. So this is about, and this is so deep because a lot of times when you come to serve, like maybe you are, some people use the term star seed, or your soul is here, has chosen to be of service. Oftentimes it's like, even if you're looking in the Christian tradition, Jesus used the most unexpected people, right? To be able to serve, right? And sometimes you're able to serve from the life challenges that you've been through the situations, the learnings that you've got. That's when you are really most able to serve, okay? So the fact that this is in alignment with this card here of Secret Temptations is no surprise to me, because this is saying very clearly from Spirit, you are here to serve, okay? You're here to serve humanity. You are here to serve others. That doesn't mean that you don't get served yourself, like that you don't get fulfilled, right? Because the idea is that you cannot give from an empty cup. You've got to be overflowing to be able to be of service, all right? That means getting in reality, okay, around what is controlling you and what you are controlling and what you are allowing Spirit to control, okay? So that's what that card is calling out. Your wish fulfillment is coming. It is on its way. Justice is coming, balancing things out. You need to do your part to get whatever help you need to do to support you in the process, okay? You've also got first quarter moon in Aquarius. Look at that. Trust the universe. First quarter moon in Aquarius, right? It's saying, it's saying that you, wow. It's time, right? It's saying that it's time for you, pile number 3. Like, it's time for you to grab a hold of your situation, right? Grab a hold, whatever it is, get in honesty, get in reality around what's going on in your life. It's time for you to step out of the cycle of letting your life just kind of ramble on by you, and to take it by the horns, right? Take it by the horns, meaning if you need, and you don't have to do it alone, right? So if you need help, go get the help. That's what Spirit is saying. Go get the help that you need to be able to be fully of service. And in order to be able to be fully of service, you got to be fully functioning within yourself. Fully functioning within yourself, okay? It's time to release your grip on a situation is what this card is calling for, okay? It's telling you to release your grip. Passion is good, okay? But too much can become manic. Sometimes we feel too much intensity around our dreams because we're scared they won't come true, but it's counterproductive. Live and let live a little. State your intention to the universe and then detach. Trust the universe and see what happens. The tighter your grip now, the more likely you are to lose out. It is doubly true if you've been jealous or had issues to do with sex or money. Avoid trying too hard to influence someone else. Okay? And that is kind of telling me about this secret sensation too. Temptation, because we talked about passion right there at the very beginning. And this is saying it's important to be passionate, but sometimes you can be too passionate, right? So that passion is a double-edged sword, and you need to be really mindful of it. And at the end of the day, Spirit is telling you, trust me. Trust in the universe, trust in God, trust in your higher power, your higher self, whatever it is that is higher than you that you believe in, right? Trust in it. And by trusting, you have to loosen your grip. You have to loosen your grip. You have to focus on yourself. Focus on your joy. Focus on getting any healing that you need, additional support that you need so that you can thrive. All right. And then you can be fully of service. All right. Beautiful. Now you've got this, the herb that I pulled for you. Look at that, y'all. The synchronicity, passion flower. This is going to be a 7-2. 43 is a 7. It's going to be surrender. Surrender. That's what it's telling you. With this secret temptation, you got to surrender. You got to let go and trust in the universe. Surrender to the universe so that your wish fulfillment can come in. Surrender. Let go of that which is no longer serving you. That's surrendering, y'all. That is surrendering. Trusting that the justice of the universe is fair and that the scales are going to be balanced for you. Okay? Passion flower, a precious botanical native to Central and South America, was named for the passion of Christ. Okay? Referring to his suffering and death. It also is called the flower of 5 wounds, referring to the stigmata, the Christ stigmata. The 5 petals and 5 petal-like sepals of this flower represent the 10 apostles who remained faithful to Jesus throughout the passion. The circle of hair-like rays above the petals represents Jesus' crown of thorns. Okay? This is this passion flower, right? This is the herb energy that I asked Spirit, what does pile 3 need? Okay. There's this sense of like sacrifice that is happening for you all. This need to be able to serve and to serve humanity. But at the same time, understand that you are just as, if we're going to go with the Christ story, just as Jesus sacrificed himself, but he was elevated. He ascended to a new level, right? Passion flower symbolizes surrender, sacrifice, and the crucifixion of your ego. The crucifixion of your ego. Passion flower resembles the need to sacrifice in order to make space and move forward. The all-seeing double-headed owl, I don't know if you can see that in there, a double-headed owl, symbolizes the great understanding perceived from both sides, whether it be upside down or inside out, and bestows goddess passion flower with unseen truths as she performs rituals for letting go. Okay? Pile number 3, you've got to let go of what is no longer serving you. You've got to let go of that which has got a grip on you and is destroying you. You've got to let go. But what Spirit is saying is you do not have to do it alone, but you do need to seek out the support that you need to do it. This is a general reading, so I can't speak to you specifically about what your particular issue is, but I trust and know that you know what it is if you allow yourself to really listen to what's going on, okay? That's the messages that I'm getting here from Spirit for you all for pile 3. You've got a wish fulfillment on its way. You just need to get yourself in check and understand where you are. Let go of some things. Trust and know that the universe is bringing the scales in balance and your wish fulfillment is coming through. Do not focus on that which has been lost. All right. In terms of your self-care, deep breathing. All right. It's time for you to really take some breaths, do some meditation, sit quietly daily so you can tap within, get clear about what it is that's going on, and listen. Listen. Okay? As this card says over here, listen. That's the reading that I have for you all, pile 3. This is what you were meant to hear first this year. It's always a great time to be able to embrace, get ready to go big, and step fully into your power. All right? Don't focus on that which has been lost, loves. Focus on what the doors that are opening up for you, the new opportunities. All right, that's what I have for you. Thank you for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is our day. If you like what you're hearing, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button so you always know when I upload a new video. And drop a comment. Let me know which one of these piles resonated with you and what resonated with you. I always love to hear the comments. And I hope that you have a joyfully abundant day. And I'll look forward to seeing you in your next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the Amethyst, which is this right here, and this card, then this is going to be your reading. And we're looking at what you are meant to hear first this year as we go in. And it's been some interesting readings. And you were drawn in by this card here. And the card says, attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. What comes to mind right now for me when I see this is that if you understand that attacking others is attack on yourself, there's an understanding of oneness. There's an understanding of connection. There's an understanding of like knowing the interconnectedness of all things, including yourself. That's a beautiful place to start with. But I want to understand more about what is the current situation that you're dealing with, and therefore, what is the guidance from Spirit? What are you meant to hear right now? So let's get into it. So the stone that I pulled for you all says, let's see, focus. Interesting. Very different from the other ones. Focus. Right? It's amazing what we can do when we put our focus on the right things, when we're in alignment with the oneness of all of the interconnectedness and the interconnectedness of the universe. It clarifies our focus, right? Because some of those things that we've been focusing on that have to do with separation from the one in some way, I'm the only one in some way, right? Is less fulfilling. It doesn't move. You don't move as quickly. But when you begin to focus on that which you need to focus on, because you have a new level of understanding of oneness, things shift and move very quickly. And I feel like that's part of the message that you need to hear right now. So I'm going to look at kind of what is the situation that's going on around you right now, if there's anything that you need to let go of, before we see what the other tarot cards are. But first, we're going to look at your tea leaves, okay? And this group got 3, okay? So you got, wow, beautiful. You got a journey, either physical or mental. Some of you all are going to be traveling, sounds like. Love, beautiful. And chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. Beautiful. Wow. A journey, physical or mental. Love. Let's see what is going on here. Okay. Now, the tarot cards that I pulled in terms of like what is kind of going on right now are... Don't want to turn for me. Wow. Interesting. Okay, so you got the 5 of Swords and the Sun card. Okay. It's interesting. The reason why I said interesting is because the 5 of Swords, you know, there's a victory here from attacking others, but you don't get the sense that that he really wins, right? That he's really the victor here. You know, clearly the other people are quote unquote defeated, but there's also a loneliness and defeat that's occurring here. Okay. Attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now, right? So that the 5 of Swords, some of you have been dealing with some conflict in your life that has left you feeling like, what am I fighting? Why am I even fighting? This is not, I'm just doing what is expected of me, but it's not even what I really want to be doing. I don't want to be arguing with this person. I don't want to be, it's just what is, right? But when you get a better understanding, when you're able to step out of and look at the oneness of all, boy, that's when you can step into that sun energy. You can step into that energy of like healing, youthful joy, right? This is like that kid happiness, that kid joy where you can like run around in the sunlight and just be giggling at nothing in particular. Running around and you know, picking flowers is like the best thing you could do all day, right? That's that joyful youth sun energy, right? That healing that is like, it's unlike anything else. It's happiness. It's just pure joy, happiness, okay? There's a balance here that Spirit is really calling for you, right? Because you've got this thing of attacking. What's trying to come in for you will not allow you to hold this stance, because this is understand that the Five of Swords, that strife, that conflict, it holds its own very powerful energy. And if you allow yourself to stay in that place, you're cultivating more of it. That's why you're drawn in by attacking others. I understand is attacking myself, because it is. Because when you're sitting in that energy of conflict and strife, you are in it too. It's like they say the jailer becomes the jailee, because they locked in there too with everybody else. They're locked in there too. So like you can't decide, oh, I'm going to be the jailer and not be in jail. If you're the jailer, you're still in jail all day long with everybody else, you know? So that's the dichotomy that we're seeing here. That is the thing that is, but the good news is that you all are realizing that's not where you want to be. And so you're going to be able to go on a journey. You're going to be able to allow someone new in your life. And I feel like it's not just someone new, like this chair filled. I have not thought this before, but I'm really hearing it now that chair filled is like, it could also be, it's for some of you, for sure, it is definitely an individual, right? But it could be multiple individuals, because it could be a new job or a new career. It could be a new project. It could be a new spiritual family, right? It's like love, taking a journey, ascending to a place of joy, and receiving new connections. Because we've got love here, it could be a partnership. It could be a connection, but love is also universal. There's all different types of love. So I really feel like, because it's a general reading, I really need to speak to, because I'm also hearing it too, that like that love energy is cultivated by a lot of different kinds of situations. And this Sun card is such a beautiful, joyful energy, but it's also got that youth energy on it too. So that could be a love relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be family, right? There's multiple places in which that could show up for you. Now, in terms of the other oracle cards around what is going on right now, acceptance. You know, when you have been dealing with conflict of some kind like this, at some point, you've got to accept fully who you are and what role you have played in various situations. You've got to accept it and then be able to move on. You've got to fully accept the whole of who you are, how you show up, okay? So that you can get to your joy. That's what's really important, because if you're not accepting all of who you are, you're not seeing all of who you are. This is a mirror. It's like, see, the hand is facing there. It's a mirror. So if you cannot accept all of who you are, you're not seeing some part of who you are in the mirror. So you're incomplete. And an incomplete entity cannot reach this place of like that sun fulfillment, that joy that comes from the inside out, has to come from a place of acceptance. Not only acceptance is almost like the first step, right? But fully integrating who you are. But you cannot fully integrate until you have accepted yourself. Just as you are, everything, flaws, wonderful traits, brilliance, boldness, mistakes, all of it. Shadow card. Fraud. Some of you feel like you are a fraud. Okay? Being left with the deception that you once thought was truth can leave you feeling beaten. But you will emerge from this situation stronger than when you began. This sense of fraud can come on a lot of different levels. And I feel like for this pile, pile number 4, this fraud is from looking in the mirror in this sense of feeling like you frauded yourself or that you are different than who you thought you were. And also in looking at your situation when you've been in conflict and you realize that what happened to oneness, when you realize that conflict is not the way, it's not even what you want to be doing, you see the fraud in others and you see the fraud in yourself, okay? But I go back to what pulled you into this reading. Attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now because you've discovered the fraud. You don't want to be in the fraud and you want to move toward this joy and that happiness and that life purpose work that you need to be doing. Okay? Yeah. So let's see here. Now this is your tarot to kind of see, give us more of like kind of where you're going and what the situation is here. Give us more of the story. All right. And you also got the 4 here. So you've got King of Wands, natural born leader. Step into your power. Okay. Wow. The Emperor. Yeah. King of Swords. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. Okay, pile 4. Look. You are a leader waiting to happen in your life. You are a strategic leader. You just need to accept yourself. The type of leadership that you can bring is definitely beyond what you have thought is possible and is actually beyond what others have definitely thought was possible for you. You are not only a charismatic leader, one that people will easily follow without you even needing really to say much. Like they will just see, you will walk in and people will be like, oh, I need to follow her or him. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's like you literally have the armor, you have the coat of leadership on you. Because you've got the King of Wands and then you've got the Emperor. And we're asking, what do you need? What are you meant to hear right now? What do you need to know right now? What you need to know right now is that you are a strategic, natural born leader who is able to take control and lead from a strategic place that brings you an immense amount of abundance, that your successes come from your strategic movement, that not only are you creative and passionate in your leadership, but you're wise, using your intellect and your brain, you're discerning, you're ethical. You have a great sense of power, but yet you're also able to be sort of logical around it. And what's coming in for you is a new love, a new relationship, a romance. Something is birthing. The Ace of Cups is like creativity burst open. Like it's just this idea of like creativity burst open. It can be literally a new love, a new relationship of some kind like that. Like this fertility bursting open, right? It could be that, but it can also be a creative project. And because you've got all of these leaders, all different types of leaders, fiery, passionate, discerning, strategic, and then you've got this beautiful opening of love, this opening of emotion, right? All of that brings you to complete balance in regards to leading the next best things in your life, to walk through open doors, okay? To embrace newness that's coming into your life. This is saying go on a journey, either physical or mental, right? You all are also going through an ascension of some kind, which has to do with your overall leadership ability and how you're showing up in the world. But you've got to accept yourself. You've got to know and continue to move with that idea of oneness, of knowing that there's oneness, because that helps you make decisions, discerning, clear decisions when you trust and know that we are all one. That is when true leadership can kind of come forward. All right. Let's see what the guidance is from Spirit here. Wow. Look at that. Align your universe. Navigate distractions. These kings are successful because they're able to move straight. They are able to focus, navigate distractions. Look at the synchronicity in this. Your guidance, what you are meant to hear right now is that it is time for you to focus. Take the things that you've learned and focus on building out your leadership. Align your universe. Get in step with your life. Organize your life, loves. Challenges to our thoughts and beliefs can shake us to our very core. Our values can be destabilized and altered if we have limited confidence in our direction or focus in life. Spirit is asking you to focus. Focus on what is your purpose. When there are too many distractions or issues, all happens at once. We struggle to focus on the important things. What do you feel is the priority or non-priority in your current circumstances? Right now, you require an alignment on your priorities. You need to get clear on what it is that you're focusing on. The Emperor doesn't spend a lot of time with shenanigans and doing a bunch of things. He has his clear goal, and he is strategically putting the things in place to be able to meet that goal. And that is what you are meant to hear right now. That is what you need to do. You are the center of your universe, loves. You must align your life accordingly. Wow. Your soul and spirit need you to take charge of your life now, placing yourself as a priority. You can only do that when you have your energy aligned with clear focus and understanding of what you are right now, where you are right now. Start using a daily or weekly calendar to record your current or future activities and events if you're not already doing that. When you align yourself to your own universe, you will begin to see positive changes and experiences relating to yourself and others. Wow. The affirmation for this one is, it is safe for me to release the fear of the unknown. I can move forward with energy and enthusiasm. Wow, look at this card, you all. This is like, Spirit is really talking about you putting all the pieces and parts of your life in alignment with what your purpose is, the direction that you need to move forward. The clearer you get on what your focus is, the easier it is for you to maneuver throughout your life, loves. That's what you need to do right now. Because when you get clear on what your focus is, if you have not already for the beginning of the year, set your intentions, gotten clear about what's important to you and what it is that you want to achieve. I'm not saying a lot of people don't like to do the New Year's resolutions or the goals and yada, yada, yada. You can do that. Absolutely, you can do that. But it's just about getting clear. Where are you going? What is your focus? What is your intention? Get clear. You, more than any of the other pals, need to do that. And it started us off, Spirit started us off by saying, focus. Focus. You've got, wow. Your life plan is unfolding as it should. Your life plan is unfolding as it should. Spirit is telling you, you just need to align your universe. You're right on the right path. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing. You just need to accept yourself and move forward. Take the lessons that you know, your understanding of oneness, and allow it to help you guide yourself into the right next decision. All right? You all, unlike the other piles, got 2 of these Moonology cards. Go deeper. New moon in Scorpio. Focus on the positive. New moon in Sagittarius. Wow. I don't have my moon calendar in front of me right now, but you all need to look up when is the next new moon. Now, you know, these readings are somewhat timeless, although this one is talking about the beginning of the year and what is that first message that you need to hear. What are you meant to hear right now? But if you're finding this at another time, that's fine. It just is if it resonates with you and if it's hitting you where you needed to be at that time. You know, our spirit guides sort of lead us to where we need to go. And Lord knows I pray over these cards and over these readings so that the people who hear them are needing to hear them. Okay. And that's what's most important to me. I would like you to like and subscribe, but what's truly most important to me is that the people who need to hear these readings are hearing them. Okay. But what I want to say is that the new moon is going to be a powerful time for you to be able to shift yourself into this leadership energy that you need to move in right now. All right. So take a look at, you know, a moon calendar, regular calendars have them to see when is the next new moon. I unfortunately, I don't have it right in front of me. Otherwise, I would say what it is right now. All right. And then I pulled this herb card. I think it's reishi. This is talking about retreat. Okay. Reishi is a type of mushroom. It is sometimes used in spiritual work to be able to provide a level of retreat, I guess, elevation, if you will, that an individual might need. Okay. It's a meditation, hibernation, spiritual contemplation. It is about replenishment of the spirit. All right. This herb is talking about renewal. It's time to pause. It's time for renewal. If you feel overwhelmed or mentally overloaded, it's time to retreat. Sometimes we literally have to cut off all the social media and just go within. Just let people know, hey, I'm going to check out for like 3 days, but I'm here. I'm just doing some internal work. Okay. Get off of social media. Just take some time to go into. I know that sounds insane to a lot of people. Like there's no way I could do that. But honestly, if you can do it even for 24 hours, the peace that you can get and the clarity that you can get is pretty profound. So I encourage you to be able to find the space and time to do this retreat as Spirit is calling for here. Take the time to recuperate and recharge, and personal growth will follow. Overstimulation and indecision lead to a sense of weakness, imprisonment, and a feeling that you are evading death. Like bear, hibernate, or rest before you take on the next project or challenge. Many Native American tribes have called this space of inner contemplation the dream lounge, a place to witness death and see beyond the confines of physical reality by visiting the dream time. Reflection is key to the path of self-discovery. It's just really important for you to be able to focus on the positive, but in order to go deeper, that Spirit is calling on, you're going to have to get some quiet time, some quiet space. All right? So pile 4, I also pulled finally a self-care card to see if there's any guidance for you. And you've got read. If you like to read, that's so funny that they have that little star there on there. That, what is that thing? The More You Know, that little campaign, The More You Know. But anyway, you've got read. So in the thing about the read, I think that really ties in well to retreat, because a lot of times you can kind of lose yourself in what it is that you're reading. And oftentimes, you know, reading is fundamental, but it's also underrated, because There's so much social media now that people are not actually just picking up a book and reading, going to the library and sitting down and reading. What that does for your brain is another level of stimulation and another level of retreat. So I encourage you, to really pick up a book. It can be any type of book that interests you, and allow yourself to sink into that world of the book. Okay? Allow yourself to escape into a book. All right. That's what I'm seeing for you all. This is a beautiful message here. You all are definitely on the right path. You just need to align your world, step into your full leadership role, and watch the new beginnings come forth. Watch the joy blossom with that sun card that we saw here. You may be going on a journey. There may be new people coming into your life. Get ready to accept them with open arms and love. I want to thank you so much for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. My name is Ade. If you are liking what you're hearing, please hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you have not, so that you can always get the new videos as I upload them. And drop a comment down there. Let me know which pile resonated with you, okay, and why, what's going on. I'd love to hear about it. And with that being said, I hope that you have an abundantly joyful day. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Okay? Bye-bye.